Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I greet you all with the greeting of Islam and Muslims. Peace be unto you all. Today I'm going to talk about who is Muhammad. Who is Muhammad, the Prophet of Muslims. The last and final Prophet whom God sent to humanity was the Prophet Mohammed. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. At the age of 40, he received the revelation from Allah. He then spent the remaining portion of his life explaining and living the teachings of Islam. Now, the religion that Allah revealed to him, the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, is the greatest of all prophets for many reasons, but primarily because he was chosen by Allah to be the last prophet, whose mission is to guide humanity would continue until the last day. The last day, I mean here, by the last day is the day of recompense, the day of judgment. Because in this life, this is the first stage of life. We live this life. This life is just like a test. After we die, we have another life, which is the life of a grave. Then after that, we have another life, which is the life of the judgment day. And then after that we have the life of paradise or the life of hell, and with His mercy we all inshallah will go to paradise. Anyways, Allah has chosen the Prophet Muhammad for many reasons. His mission was to guide humanity would continue until the last day. And because he has been sent as a mercy to all of mankind, the result of his mission has brought more people into the pure belief in Allah, in one God, than any other prophet. Since the beginning of time, Allah sent prophets to the earth, each one to his own specific nation. Now please everyone, consider this. Every prophet Allah sent to the earth, each one was sent to his own specific nation. But the Prophet Muhammad, however, was sent as the final messenger to all humanity, not to only a specific nation. Like some people think he was only sent to the nation of Arabs, which is completely wrong. Even though other religious communities have claimed to believe in one God over time, some corrupted ideas entered into their beliefs and practices, leading them to lead them away from the pure, sincere monotheism of the prophets. Some took their prophets and saints as intercessors with Almighty God. Some even believed that their prophets were the manifestations of God, or God incarnate, or the Son of God, and so forth. All of these misconceptions lead to the worship of created being instead of the Creator, and contributed to the adulterous practice of believing that Almighty God, Allah, may be approached through intermediaries. In order to guard against these falsehoods, the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, always emphasized that he was only a human being. He was only a human being. He was only a creator of Allah. He was only one of us. He was only a human being with the mission of preaching and obeying Allah's message. He taught Muslims to refer to him as the messenger of God and his slave. Through his life, his teachings, and the way of his living, Allah made Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, the perfect example for all people. He was the exemplary prophet, statesman, military leader, ruler, teacher, neighbor, husband, father, and friend. Unlike other prophets and messengers, the Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, lived in the full light of history, and all his sayings and acts were meticulously recorded and collected. Muslims don't need to have mere faith that he existed or that his teaching are preserved. They know it to be a fact. Allah took it upon himself to protect the message revealed to Muhammad from distortion or from being forgotten or lost. This was, like, I can say, necessary, because Allah promised that Muhammad, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, was to be the final messenger to mankind. All of Allah's messengers preaches the message of Islam. And what is this message of Islam? Is submission to the law of God and the worship of God alone with no association. But Muhammad, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, is the last prophet of Islam who brought the final and complete message, which was never to be changed until the last day. This is basically the basics of who is Muhammad, and may Allah guide you all to the right path. For now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.